Hey everybody, I'm talking to Art Hyde, and if you don't know Mustangs, then you don't know Art Hyde. And if you do know Mustangs, you better know this guy. Chief engineer on both the SN95 and the S197 programs. If you know bullets, you know Art. Art, 60 years of Mustang, and not only that, a lot of people may know your history with the Mustang, but the Woodward Dream Cruise was your baby too.
Well, the Mustang Alley is part of the Woodward Dream Cruise. Yeah, we came up with the idea, saw the idea in '98, and started it in '99.
And look what happened now. I know that originally when the Dream Cruise started, they thought they'd get 25,000 people. They got 250,000. But now, really, for Ford, Mustang Alley is epicenter.
Yeah, I hope so. Although we were just driving through Birmingham, they have a couple of different displays for Mustangs, but
true.
Nobody's there.
Well,
everybody's here.
Well, it wasn't just so. You had a compatriot. You were last night. Art was doing the Team Shelby dinner, and someone we all know who's been big in the hobby, especially in the Shelby world, is Austin Craig. He had a role in that too.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, Austin started this Shelby America Club.
Okay. Right.
He was literally started by Carroll Shelby, and so when he came to us, you know, I had the idea to make this work, but we needed money, and we needed promotion, and Austin provided those two things.
Tied to he knew everybody and anything, and made it happen that first year.
He could find money. That was key. No, he was very resourceful in coming up with ways to make it fun for people and to make it visible, and so it was a lot of fun. But I spent so much time in dunk tanks because he wanted me to go and we were going to raise money for charity, and he just kept me in that tank forever.
Well, listen, if you keep doing this, we promise to keep you drier. Art Hyde, thank you for all you've done, Mustang, in 60 years, and it's great to see you. I really, especially out here, I really appreciate all you've done for the hobby.
Thank you very much, and John, we appreciate what you've done for the hobby too. Thank you.
My pleasure. Hey everybody, we're here on Mustang Alley at the Woodward Dream Cruise, and guess who we walk past? Lee Mansell. If you've been listening to the Mustang Owners Podcast, you know about the Skyway Mustangs. And Lee, not enough people in Mustang lore know what a Skyway Mustang is, but your family very closely related to that car.
Yes. My dad has a 64.5 Mustang, and it was at the Magic Skyway. It was at the World's Fair. It still has the plates underneath it.
That's the best part.
It's up the street here, and it was funny because when my dad purchased it, one of the reasons he purchased it, it was up in the Ford leasing lot. It didn't have any rust on it. You know,
that's you get a second, get a B-lot car, right?
Yes.
And get a nice, clean Mustang. That's all he wanted, but he had no idea it was a Skyway car.
He did not know. He came up to the Ford archives and researched it and found out it was there. And then in the future, we found out that serial number 4, we have the receipt that it went to be modified to go to the World's Fair. So it was kind of evolution, and it was really neat. And the funny part is the car was our daily driver.
So it's up in the major Ford display up. Now, if you weren't paying attention, go back on the podcast and listen. But the Skyway cars, that's how popular Mustang was, that after the World's Fair was over, those cars actually went back to Dearborn, went down the line, and were sold on that lot. And people had no idea that those cars they must have had a different interior. They must have been pretty shop worn, but Ford refurbished them, right?
Yes. And that's why it was ideal for Dad, because it was already refurbished and stuff. The funny part is when we showed it down at Charlotte, everybody was telling us about the door handle being the wrong direction. And I asked Dad, I said, your doorknobs are the wrong direction. He goes, no, they've always been like that. We researched on the Magic Skyway film, and what the operators did, they would reach in to open the door, and it was easier to reach this way to let people out.
That makes sense.
So
folks,
we're probably the only Mustang with the wrong handles that were the right handles.
We love it. Glad you're part of the Ford display. Lee Mansell, thanks for joining us today.
It's great seeing you, man.
You got it. There you go. Mustang history all up and down Mustang Alley. Let's go find some more. Wait a second. We know somebody else. Why don't we bring in an author? Look who we've got here. Robert Kennedy, author of Unbridled. Robert, you had a busy night last night.
Sure did. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Robert was the presenter last night at the Mustang 2 50th anniversary reunion dinner out in Westland, Michigan. And after a busy day at the Roush Museum, you were slinging books and looking at Mustangs.
Oh, yeah. We love the second-gen cars. We love all 7 of them. But the twos in particular, you and I have a shared affection for them, and it was fun to celebrate their 50th anniversary while everybody celebrates the 60th.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this year being the 50th, not just the Woodward Dream Cruise, but also tomorrow at Ford World Headquarters for the big Mustang Memory Show, we're hoping to break another record.
Yeah, I think we're going to be pushing right around 90 Mustang 2s, which, when's the last time you see that many of those in one place?
Carlisle Ford Nationals, you might get half as many, which is great,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that's why that's a special time when you come to Detroit. This is where it all happened here on Woodward Avenue and the Mustang Alley. You're going to be a busy guy today.
Oh, yeah. I'm busy trying to get a drive in a GTD.
Not a bad idea.
You can make that work for me, right?
No. But thanks anyway, Robert. And that's why you come to Mustang Alley here at the Woodward Dream Cruise. You're at Mustang Alley, you're at the Woodward Dream Cruise, and guess what? All these people out here that are driving their Mustangs at Mustang Alley, they're nothing but big kids. But there's room for little kids too, because we've got in front of the kids' play zone. Now what attracted me here wasn't the bounce house, wasn't the games, it was that smoky barbecue. It smells pretty good. When you come to the Dream Cruise, especially Mustang Alley, it's fun for the whole family. That's what makes the Mustang hobby so great. Let's go find some more people to talk to. All right, yes, we're in Mustang Alley, but no, not everybody has to have a Mustang or be a Mustang owner to enjoy this place. We've got a couple of guys getting a really unique car. In fact, one of my favorite all-time Fords, which is a Pinto. But your Pinto, a little different.
No, I have a Maverick.
You have the Maverick.
You're right.
Yeah, but you have
We
the
have the Pinto. Three of them.
Well, so the Maverick you have is not a truck.
No, it's the first generation Maverick, and it's called a Maverick Grabber.
And does it grab you too?
Yes, it does.
That's
It's
the
very
right car.
right. It was very sporty with the bucket seats and the automatic when I got it. So it's not just a plain Jane mom's car with the bucket front bench seats.
But they're enjoying Mustang Alley. Is this your first time down here?
Yes, very first. And this is amazing.
Checking out all these cars, but Pinto fans too have come down here, but your Pinto is way different than any I've ever seen.
Well, if I can describe it, it's a 79 Pinto wagon, but it has a 1952 Mercury flathead in it. We'll be at the show Sunday.
A flathead V8 powered Pinto wagon tomorrow at Mustang Memories at Ford World Headquarters. You'll see it all, not just in the alley. Maverick owners, Pinto owners, Ford lovers. That's what it's all about here at Woodward. It's not just Ford owners and lovers that are here. We've got the brand manager for the Ford Mustang, Joe Bellino. Joe, Woodward Dream Cruise, you've been a busy guy, but the product launches this week shocked everybody, and your red, white, and blue 60th anniversary car, it's got to be a cool time for you.
It's really cool, right? So, I think that relates to what Ford does at the Dream Cruise. We bring exciting news here to
Absolutely.
share. So we've got a new gauge cluster, which is out there, so over-the-air updates for 24 model year owners. And then the cool one that you mentioned is our color drop that we announced yesterday, which is getting a lot of excitement on the internet, and it's open till Monday. So if you're interested, you only have 3 days to go get it.
Only 1,965 of them. The issue for a lot of people is they're saying there's so many great choices to make in the Mustang world, and right now the collectability of these cars, when you go up and down here, you're just walking through a history lesson.
That's really great to hear, because I'd rather have it that way than the other way. When you have too many choices and some great cars, I'll take that every time. I did a walk down Mustang Alley and just saw all the great classic cars that we had, and all of that inspires what we're doing for the next 6 years. So it's really cool to see.
And believe it or not, even though Joe's out here trying to make people understand that the 24 Mustang is all that, even the 25 Mustang is all that, we hear one of your favorites is a Boss 9.
It is, yeah, 69 Boss 9. I haven't seen one in person this weekend yet, but I probably won't, but
Last year there was one down
Was there
on the
one
alley,
down there?
yeah,
I'll
so
have to go take a little walk down
well,
too.
maybe we'll get you a little ride in one too.
I hope so. That'd be great.
Folks, Joe Bellino, Mustang brand manager. Joe, thanks for your time.
John.
Have a great
Appreciate
time.
it. You
All
too.
right. That's why you come to Mustang Alley here at the Woodward Dream Cruise. You meet just owners and the great people from Ford that bring all these Mustangs to life. Let's go keep going. Appreciate it, Joe. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we're walking down Mustang Alley, we're seeing Mustang history and all these cars from all these great years. But you know what? Not only is the Mustang history here, the guys that made these cars happen are here. And we have here Howard Buck Mook. Buck is here today not just because of Mustangs. You're an avid collector. You got a lot of great cars. You've been up at the Dream Show up at M1. How are you finding the time to do everything you're doing?
I love cars. You know, it's real simple.
How long ago was it that you left Ford Motor Company?
27 years ago. I got my 30 years in.
And can you believe Buck last night was up really late at the 50th anniversary of the Mustang II, the big reunion dinner. We had you signing autographs. And then today back out on the alley. A lot of the cars that you touch me here, what's it like to walk up and down and just see some of this stuff?
It's just great seeing so many of them lasting. You know, all these years and the enthusiasm behind them.
Still going strong.
Yeah, for sure.
Because of all the work you've done, Buck, this is why everybody's out here enjoying themselves. I really appreciate you coming out and hanging out with the rest of us, even though it's great to see the designers coming back and seeing all their work.
Well, it's great seeing so many people, and I'm starting to know so many of the people with the Mustang IIs and the other Mustangs. So,
Buck Mook, another champion. Buck, keep it going, and we'll keep going up Mustang Alley to see who else we can find. Thank you, buddy. Have a great day. Well, everybody, you think that just going up and down Mustang Alley and getting all this into your face and your head and your eyes would be enough. But no, sometimes there are people, super enthusiasts, Ford retirees that come on back here, Bill, because we have Bill Cook. And if you're following FordPerformance.com, you've seen Bill Cook's photos. Bill, you're out here again. How do you keep the battery strong in your camera?
I have a lot of batteries.
That's
not enough sometimes.
He's got more batteries than a Mach-E.
Thank God there's no film to be produced or developed.
Remember all those days? He would go to
I couldn't afford it.
He'd go to the photo hut and come back with a pack this thick. Bill Cook, your job at Ford, all these years, loving these cars. You became a Boss 302 owner. You still have your Boss and you're still driving it around.
Yep, bought it in 1982, and I've now had it, 42 years?
Oh, my God. So not only did you talk the talk, you're walking the walk. And does he walk the shows ever? And all you have to do is go on to FordPerformance.com/enthusiasts.
My favorite website.
Because 80 billion of his photos. And that's just the ones that we were able to put on the site.
You can go to John's site, FordPerformance.com, and Google Bill Cook.
Yeah.
Four letters, four more letters, and it'll list all the things that John has used from my wonderful pictures.
So we're going to keep him going, taking pictures of all these great Mustangs here in Mustang Alley at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Bill, keep up the great work for us.
I intend to.
Okay, brother.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, you got it. That was Bill Cook, super photographer for Ford Performance. Let's go see some more. Well, folks, not only do you see great cars and great history up and down Mustang Alley here at the Woodward Dream Cruise, and when you talk about Ford history, yeah, we heard about people like Shelby, but where it all started, where it all began, some of the greatest, most famous names is Holman Moody, and guess what? They're here too. Seth, Bob, Mark, they're all here, and now you guys have a special project going on, and people can see it. Tell us a little bit about your Mustang.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is our Holman Moody Legends Edition car. This is a Sam Posey tribute car that we had made because this car was tested at Lime Rock, and Bob's our engineer and also the driver that helped test the car as well. So, yeah, we put it all together, and it's got our new Holman Moody Advanced Handling Package installed. The Race Advanced Handling Package is our top-tier trim model of our handling kits, and those are all available for pre-order on our website at holmanmoody.net right now. So if you guys are interested, check out all our data and stuff on there and get you one.
You absolutely, guys, have to understand that when they take a Mustang, which is already a great handling car, and they make it even better, Mark, it'd be scary that they told you that Bob was going to drive it.
Oh, I'd be very happy if Bob was going to drive it. Bob and I have competed against each other for over 3 decades, and we drive completely differently, and our times are almost identical. Wow. So it's interesting. His experience has started with a lot of rally and off-road and snow, where I did a lot of pavement track stuff and autocrossing. So our styles are different and our times are virtually identical.
Mine are usually a little better.
Well, if you guys have been paying attention, you've been on the Mustang Owners Podcast. We've had a star in the Mustang Owners Podcast, and I'm telling you guys, Holman Moody still resonates. And when young people go see something that's an authentic brand like Holman Moody, and I mean, just talking to Lee at Carlisle, just to see all that heritage, it separates you from the pack. And they know when you touch a car, it's got to be good, and you have to be pretty excited about this product.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're not going to put the Holman Moody name on it unless it's absolutely perfect and better than anyone else's. So.
And you make it that way, boys. Thanks for all your work on Ford, everything you do for Ford. We're looking for good things from this car. Let's go take a little look at it before we keep on going down Mustang Alley. The cool thing about coming down Mustang Alley is you can stop in here at the Ford area and seeing all the great people and cars and the displays and Shelby and Holman Moody, and everybody's here. Especially when it comes to car owners, you'd think, well, you get car owners up and down the row, and then you get car owners that have really made a name for himself. That's why we're talking today to Bradley Belcher, who is the founder of the Millennial Mustang Registry. Bradley, you got it going again. You're back in Detroit for Mustang Alley. You just can't stay away, can you?
No, I'd never miss this event. This is one of our favorite weekends and shows out of the whole year, and so we always want to come and say hi to our friends and just enjoy the weekend.
Bradley used to come alone, but then he's found somebody.
Yep. This is my fiance, Hadley.
Congratulations.
Thank
you got a great guy.
I do.
Who's got a great car. Mike, I guess hanging out in the back of your car all these years when Bradley's a little tyke and then getting the Mustang fever, giving him the chance to say, well, you can have anything you want. You'd think that Bradley would have picked, I don't know, an S197, some SN95. But was it a surprise you that he picked a 65 Fastback?
Honestly, no. He loved the classics all along, and he had a 65 pedal car the day before he was born. So teach him young, teach him right, they'll grow up loving Mustang.
Michael Belcher says it right, and I'm telling you, Bradley Belcher's car has been, it actually was a Haldeman Award winner. The original designer of the 65 Mustang picked Bradley's car out of 1,000 Mustangs at Ford World Headquarters to be his favorite. Congratulations, keep it going. Congratulations to you guys as well. Keep that Mustang love going for everybody, man. You guys rock.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, see what happens when you come down Mustang Alley. You meet cool cars and cool people. Thanks, guys. You say, why do you come to Mustang Alley? I've seen Mustangs everywhere. They're everywhere. A Mustang you probably haven't seen is the new Ford Mustang GTD supercar. And this car will be competing in Le Mans. If you have an extra $500,000 laying around, you might be able to order one if you're lucky enough. But it's only the super Ford fans that go out and perform in the motorsports world that ever get behind the wheel of one of these cars. They're spectacular. The Ford GT is out of production. So what does Ford do? They build Mustang, and just like they did up in Toronto, or in Ontario for the Ford GT, these cars are hand-built by Multimatic in Canada, and it's a special thing to have a car that's hand-built that can race at the Le Mans up against the world's greatest cars, and you can fully expect this car to take on Ferrari and to beat it, because not only is it a Ford, now it's a Mustang. That's why you come out here to see all the latest stuff, the anniversary cars, the special editions, and something like the GTD. You can't get enough of it. Make sure you stop by. And if you don't come to a place like Mustang Alley at the Woodward Dream Cruise, you won't see it at your dealership. I want one. When you come to the Mustang Alley, you don't just see the Ford product. You see the guys that make Ford products fun and make them happen. Lonnie Childers, I know Jason's around here somewhere. But these guys, not only are they partners in Ford Performance, you go all over the country. You help all these great track days. What's more fun, building the cars or doing the track days?
Probably the most fun is actually building the car to go do the track day. Okay. So when you can see actually the most fun for us is to see somebody who has put our product on their car doing track days. It just, when you can put a smile on somebody's face and they just keep coming back to you, telling you how awesome doing all this track stuff is with their vintage Ford that's running just as fast as a late model Ford. That's something to be proud of.
And that's what these guys do. I mean, so if you do go to a Ford event and you see the big camera, oh, Gateway, I saw you guys. And not only do they help you learn how to drive their cars, they can make your car faster and better, and then go out and really, this is the way to have fun.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, what else is there?
It's not like they're bad from the factory, but they can be so much more capable.
Well, let's look at it this way. The cars that Ford's putting out right now are amazing, right? The 60s, and that's where we shine. We shine on making your 60s, early 70s cars perform like a modern car.
Yeah, and we've been down to the shop. I got to tell you, check it out on FordPerformance.com. This is the kind of guy you want to learn to know and come to hang out with. Have them build you a great little track car. Make your early Mustang ride like a late model Mustang, and then really enjoy this great brand.
Absolutely, and I tell you what's even more fun, John, is taking an old farm truck and taking it out on the track and kicking some late model butt with it. That's what's really fun.
We got to do Ford Truck Alley pretty soon, because the trucks are hot right now, and you guys making those trucks going great. That's got to be just as much fun, if not more fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job. Well, 60 years of Mustang, these guys keep it going, and I guess we're gonna grab that old farm truck and bring it over to Gateway Classic Mustang. They'll straighten it out for you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And this is what makes Mustang Alley special. There's lots more to see. Let's keep going. Thank you, brother. Take care. We have Austin Atwood, who is our superstar on this Ford Special Vehicle Registry, running this great registry. Austin, you're out here at the Woodward Dream Cruise. This is the epicenter of Mustangs. How is the traffic today and the registry? Tell a little bit about that registry and why it's cool for Mustang owners to get involved.
Yeah, well, the traffic's been very busy today. As you can see, there's tons and tons of people walking around, just even at the registry display. But the Ford Special Vehicle Registry is a very unique program that Ford puts on for Mustang enthusiasts. You guys can be invited out to really exclusive events and opportunities. We just had that big 60th anniversary, you guys might have seen. We invited over 4,000 registry members to come out to Charlotte and hang out with Ford for the day. You can't beat that, right? All for free.
How do you get the invite? Well, you got to be in the registry, and that's free. It costs nothing. It's easy to do, and getting involved, that means you're connected with Ford in a special way. Plus, you get information about your car.
Yeah, you do. You get original Navis data, so how your vehicle rolled off the assembly line. All for free. It's Ford's way of giving back to you guys, and it's just a really good benefit to connect with Ford.
Right, and if you don't see Austin at an event near you, you can also go to specialvehicleregistry.com, sign up there, and if they have any questions, they can shoot a note to clubhub@ford.com. Austin, keep it going, man. You're rocking star out here today.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
That's why you come to the Woodward Dream Cruise and you hang out on Mustang Alley. Well, not only do you see some really famous cars, the GTD, some of the greatest Mustangs in all of history, you see some famous people. And sometimes, in the club world, if you don't know Austin Craig, you just haven't been paying attention, because Austin's been doing, especially Shelby's, since day one. And Austin, we just talked to Art Hyde, who helped you co-found this Mustang Alley thing.
Right.
This has got to be a special day for you.
It is. I've always liked the Motor City. I think the whole Woodward Dream Cruise is a great expression. Everything great about this town. And Mustang Alley just puts the icing on the cake.
But you guys started out much smaller than this.
On the other side of the street, and people were like, well, we don't know, it might be too noisy. After the first one in '99, they called Art a week later, said, when can we plan for next year? So then it's grown since then.
And now look what's happened.
Yeah.
But your roots were really honest, and not only running that Ford account over at JBT, you knew all the Ford movers and shakers, but still you wanted to keep that little section of your Shelby love with a SAC club and your history part of doing that. History is such a big part of Mustang collectors, especially Shelby history. And are you still really into that stuff?
Always, and working at Shelby American is a real treat, but yes, it's still, we do the tours, and I never get tired of looking at it. I learn more things. Like the first time I ever met Jerry Titus, I thought he was driving the GT350 that won the National B-Production National Championship for years.
Yeah.
Well, it took till about 2013 to find out the car he had was an engineering car, the champion car had already been sold. Oh. But, and that's why you're always learning things. So it's idea, I said, well, I got it handled. You don't have it handled.
Right.
Because there's always something new and something exciting to come up about the Shelby history. And a good friend of mine was Jim Wangers,
Oh, yeah.
the Pontiac guy. And
I know Mel because he worked with Etzel on Motortown
Right,
Corporation.
exactly.
He did the Cobra too in
Yes.
1976, so I know Jim Wanger.
And
he
he
passed
wa-
away recently, a couple years ago.
a year ago, April.
What a
Yep.
great enthusiast.
I learned more about automotive marketing, especially to enthusiasts, from him more than I learned from anybody or any
Really?
book or whatever. Yeah, and he used to say, when you build a car to its image, it sells, and that's why I think that Shelby's doing so well, because everybody loves the '66 and the Cobras and all that
Yep.
stuff. But the cars today are exciting, and we haven't lost anything.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, yeah, they used to be really cool, and now they're sort of flat. No, they're better.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's because of the people on board that Shelby brought him on. He was always he was really good. He said, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a product planner, but I know how to put good people together. And he did.
Yeah.
That was the thing that made it really work. And it's the same way now with Gary, Patterson and Vince LaViolette.
All the folks over there at Shelby. In case you're wondering, yeah, you can just buy a Shelby or any Mustang and hang around, go to the Dairy Queen by yourself, or you can join SAC or Team Shelby and then hang out like they did last night when you guys told some great stories in the club. That's why you join a Mustang club or a Shelby club, because you not only get to enjoy the car, you understand the heritage behind it. This isn't what would you call it, a pet rock? It's going to be, it's still popular. It's 60 years now for
know.
Mustang. Can you believe it? Where's the time gone?
I don't know, but it is. And I can remember being in college when they introduced the Mustang. What's that? And then when the Shelbys came out, I was all excited about that, because I thought, I got to meet Jerry Titus, and that was the end of it for me. I became a Shelbyite forever.
Yeah, and let's face it, Carroll Shelby is an American icon. The cars are still here. And because of guys like Austin Craig, great job with Team Shelby and SAC and in the hobby. Austin, it's always great seeing you. Thanks for all you've done for the Mustang hobby.
Well, and thank you, because as I said to you on the podcast, I remember you from back when you had Auto Week, and you were an enthusiast.
Yeah.
And so glad you've done such a great job. And you mentioned John Clor, and people go, oh, what a cool guy. Yeah, he was here and he did this and that and the next thing. So
I'll break that cash for the 20 and for the tip later. Thanks again. Austin Craig, folks, at Team Shelby and SAC. This is why you come to the beautiful, absolutely sunny, never going to rain day here at Mustang Alley. Come on, let's go ahead and walk some more. Thanks, Austin. I owe you one. Here we are in Mustang Alley, and you'd think, well, we've met many great Ford people. Some of the retirees are out here just loving all their work, but some retirees are out here working all their work. And that's Mike and Sue Berardi, both of you guys with your absolutely cool, good humor truck. Of course, they're all Fords.
Only Fords. That's
right.
all we ever have.
Mike, being a director at Service Engineering and all the years you've been at Ford Motor Company, you've got a great collection. We've got some wonderful footage of the Berardi collection. I hope you guys, when you come to Detroit, you get a chance to see that. But the best thing about it is Sue lets you collect these Mustangs.
These Mustangs, she absolutely, whatever I want, she says I can have as long as she gets her ice cream trucks.
Well, Sue, you got more than one ice cream truck. You guys do the Lord's work coming out here, raising money for charity, and now at the same time, I understand that you now get to go drive around on a racetrack.
I do, all by myself. And I can beat Mike one of these days.
Oh yeah, listen, let me
yes.
tell you how fast she is. I had to move up a class to get away from her. Oh yeah.
See what happens. You think you retire from Ford, you're just going to drive around in your Mustang, hang at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Not Mike and Sue Berardi. They're great, good humor trucks. You guys rock. Thanks for all that you guys do for the hobby. It's great seeing you out here again.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be in touch with you. Oh, you can sell that ice cream. Keep it going, folks. There's nothing like a good humor. And speaking of humor, let's go talk to Paul Rocha. Oh no! Look who's here. No way. 2 bullet heads. Well, 1.5. Come on in here, Sean. Yeah. Well, in case you don't know anything about bullets, then you don't know either of these guys, because I don't know you anymore. I used to know you because Paul Rocha in the Mohawk track experience, when he had a Mohawk, it's gone now, and we have to tell everybody what happened there. But also the fact that Paul, being a bullet head, hangs around with the original bullet head, Sean Kiernan. Sean, thank you for coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
Back to Detroit again.
Second home is home away from home.
When he owned that original Bullet, his dad, kept that car going. We finally saw it go to auction at Meekum Auction, and then you staying in the hobby. A lot of people thought, well, I'm done now. I've sold the car. I'm going to hang out and just, you got a lot of kids now.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, but you don't subtract the hobby anymore. You still are connected.
I was only able to become a Mustang guy in like 2018 when I came out of the closet. So I mean, I couldn't really be a Mustang guy before that.
Yeah.
So when you come out with the car and then all of a sudden, you got all these Mustang friends, of course, yeah.
You're the Bullet guy. Yeah. And speaking of the Bullet guys, knowing him, Paul, I mean, you've done some crazy things. You when you got your Ford GT, you drove it like it was a rental car.
Yep.
What? And then more horsepower than a Bullet is ever meant to have. And then all your GT Shelbys. And now Mohawk Track Experience is part of your fabric.
Yes.
To run 3 days up at Gingerman, to doing all these with Ford people and cool guys like Sean and hobbyists. What keeps you going on the track side?
It's just fun. We all get together. We have a lot of fun. We do things to raise money for children's charities like this.
Well,
and
yeah, we're going to ask you about that. Folks, I said it was the Mohawk Track Experience, not the Racing Stripe Track Experience. So Paul, up until just a few days ago, had this world-famous Mohawk. Wouldn't you think Sean was world-famous? Everybody knew.
Oh, everybody knew, yeah.
They saw him, they know it was Paul. Yeah, that's how they knew him. But somehow, Paul, it's totally gone. What happened to the famous Mohawk?
Well, last year at Gingerman, Sean was one of the culprits that suggested. Yeah, he did.
It was me, Mike, and
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boys, yeah.
So they suggested that I do a reverse Mohawk. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but by April of this year, when my hair was going sideways, I had second thoughts, but I was committed. And the stipulation was that a significant amount of money had to be raised for before I would do it for juvenile diabetes. And so in the end, we raised, plus the cash we raised at the event, probably about $12,500.
Well, Edsel Ford's JDRF.
Yeah.
He much appreciates that.
Yeah.
But, who actually? There you go.
You're the double wide.
Well, folks, I mean, you can be the judge if you knew Paul and you knew the Mohawk. I don't know, Sean. That's not the same look.
No, I wouldn't keep it.
No.
Oh, you're.
No,
that's like.
No.
It does. It changes.
We're going back to the Hawk
Okay.
too. Yes.
Okay, so don't worry. The Mohawk Track Experience hasn't gone totally underground.
No.
It's just gone away for a while. Great idea. You'd expect that from the original Bullet Man. But that's what you do when you get into the Mustang hobby and meet great people. You guys keep it going.
Oh, thank you.
Hey,
forever and
thanks
ever.
for hanging out with us. It's
Absolutely.
always a pleasure.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to have any fun at all, the week of Woodward, come on up to the Mohawk Track. It's at the Gingerman Raceway in South Haven.
Yes.
Yep. That's the time to go have fun with these guys. And now it's time to have more fun on Mustang Alley. Let's go.
All right.
Thanks, guys. And as you know, folks, maybe John Clor might be a closet Mustang 2 freak. I don't know. Possibly, yes. The answer is yes. And now, 50th anniversary of the second generation Mustang. Had a big party last night, as you know. We've been looking at Cobra 2s and Mustang 2s up and down the row here at Mustang Alley at the Woodward Dream Cruise. And now we've got a really rare Mustang 2. You think you've seen it all. Do you know about the Stallion? This is Mike and Chris Campbell's Mustang 2 Stallion. Mike only made that 1 year.
Yes, only that 1 year.
1976?
1976, just over 5,000.
Just over 5,000 of these were made, and you know what? Ford division was really thinking this was going to take off. It was going to be the only specialty Mustang 2. Of course, we know what happened. These cars got so popular, we made several specialty Mustang 2s, but finding one of these, original car?
It's the original car, yes.
And you guys bought it new?
I bought it brand new, December 3rd, 1976.
He bought this car brand new, and to see him come to the reunion, you've been up and down all the reunions. You pretty much made, there's about 9 of them.
Yep.
You've probably made over, have you made all 9?
Yeah. Now all 9 reunions, yes.
If you own a Mustang 2 Stallion, a real one, and if you owned it since new, and you came to every Mustang 2 reunion, you for sure show up here at the Woodward Dream Cruise. Congratulations on this great car. I know you've got another new Mustang, but this is the one that floats my boat. I got to tell you, Mike. Great job. And that's why you come to Mustang Alley to see the classic cars that you'll never see anywhere else. Let's keep going. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, you never know what you're going to find on Mustang Alley, but I'll tell you what, in the not only the 60 years of Mustang, it's also 50 years of the Mustang too, and we celebrated big last night with a big party. We had the designers there, the reunion's happening this weekend, and to find this car, say, oh, listen, let me tell you something. Your Cobra 2 here, there's no way Farrah Fawcett had this much horsepower. She had nothing sticking out of the hood like that, you know, and what inspired you to make such a wild version of the Cobra 2?
I was 17 years old. I bought it in 1976. And it had a broken engine, and I had the engine in the garage. So I made it work.
1 and 1 makes 2?
Exactly.
Look at this beast. I mean, the Cobra 2 is cool enough, but to make it this powerful, and do you ever get it out to the track and see what she does?
Nope.
This is all
Nope, the car never wanted to race. 3 times I was going to take it, and I had issues all 3 times, and I says nope. And who knows? 48 years later, I got it. I still have it.
Oh, that's so cool. A street beast, and that's what makes the Cobra 2 so cool. You know, a lot of people talked about, well, back in that era, we didn't make a lot of horsepower. When you have a small block Ford, you can make all kinds of horsepower.
Yeah, 351 Cobra Jet.
In a Cobra 2. This is what makes Mustang Alley so cool. Brother, keep it going.
Okay.
Good to see you at the reunion, man.
Yeah, great.
That's why you come to Mustang Alley, to find the greatest cars you'll never find anywhere else at these little car shows where it's sponsored by Bob's Car Wash. This is sponsored by Ford Motor Company. Well, you know, you come into the snake pit, you see all kinds of crazy snakes. You see cobras of all stripes, all colors, all years. But there's one Mustang Cobra that I just have to talk about, and it's owned by none other than Dave Wilson. Dave, we go way back to my days at SVT.
98?
Was it? Yeah, and I walked into Norwalk racetrack. It was Summit.
Yep.
What was
now
that?
Summit.
No, Summit.
Park, yeah.
But we walked in there, and there was a car show next to when SVT had the trailer there. We're showing off Cobras, and I walked into the car show, and I saw this. And I said, wait a second, there's something different about this Cobra 2. I said, what happened to the turn indicators in the grill? Dave, you put them in the bumper.
Yeah, I used a Opel Manta turn signals.
From an Opel?
Manta, yes.
What?
I walked through the junkyard with a measuring tape looking for something that would fit.
And then you think you were behind the car, and I went up and I kept looking at it, so there's something even more different about it. Then I noticed, wait a minute, that front face of the cowl that's a wider cowl than on the V8s. How could this have a V8? And that's like a 74?
76.
Yeah, but the cowl is the wider cowl.
I built it.
You made it into
wire to build out the frame and recessed it another inch besides that.
And then when you look inside, that's a dual snorkel. That's a real shaker.
Real shaker, yep. I bought it for a pretty penny back in like 1995. Yep.
And then of course with this black and this custom gold, this is the man, Dave Wilson, who started it all, because once I saw this Cobra, I remember my days of having a second gen, the black and gold car that I bought, although it turned out as a billboard car, to see him and talk to him, and then got to know him and how he tracked out across the car, all the things he did. Dave, you were the one that got me back into owning a collectible Mustang. Is there any excuse for you doing that to me?
No, there's none. No, no, I've enjoyed it.
But how long have you actually owned the car?
44 years. I bought it in 1980.
And you still get to take it out to shows, and still, have you lost any love for the car?
Occasionally when I'm driving down 75 and it's noisier than the Dickens because there's no air conditioning.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yesterday it was like that, yes, but no.
With my gear set and my C4, trying to do 75 miles an hour at 3,500 RPM.
Yes.
Not good.
Yeah.
But this is why we collect all generations Mustang. Again, this is the 50th anniversary of the Mustang 2, and not having Dave here would just not be right. Dave, thank you so much for bringing it up to Detroit.
Good seeing you again.
It's guys like Dave, oh, absolutely. We're going to see you at World Headquarters tomorrow.
Yep,
all right.
there.
It's guys like Dave that keep this hobby going, and also causing me all this palpitations of this really cool Mustang 2. Let's go talk some more. Thanks, Davey.
Thanks, John.
Okay.
See you later.
So you know when you come down Mustang Alley and you see all the cars, you say, oh, these are all great cars, but every one of these cars has a person behind it, or maybe two people. And every once in a while you'll say, hey, you know, this car is unique, that car is unique, and then you find out every car is unique, just like the people behind them. And you know, Mike and Kim, I've long said everybody's got a Mustang story. Everybody does have a Mustang story. So that's why we're talking to Mike and Kim, because we met Mike and Kim at was it a Shelby event or?
It was a Shelby event in Florida.
Yeah, and so we wanted to go have some fun, and guess what? The cars that we have in the Mustang world may come and go, but the friends you make, they last a lifetime. They last a lifetime. So that's why we're talking to Mike and Kim today, because you brought your Shelby up?
Yes, the 21 Shelby GT500.
That's not your first one.
No.
I know that when the GT500 came out, you were smitten.
I was. I actually got on a list of about 5 different dealers and was able to get an 07 white with blue stripes. Still own it today.
But didn't you have to sell one of your classics to swap it in for the new car? You had an older Mustang.
I did, a 2000 GT, yeah, with headers and all that kind of stuff.
And didn't you have a 70s era Mustang?
I did, a 1970 Mach 1, yep. My nephew bugged me for 2 years, so he got that when he's in Virginia, but if he ever sells it, I get first shot, get that back.
But then, Mike, you know, so Kimmy starts following you around in this hobby, and she got kind of acclimated to all these beautiful Mustangs. And then all of a sudden she saw what a lot of women get attracted to when they first see the Mustang style and design is the color. And all of a sudden she said to you, Mike, I really like this particular color of a Mustang. And Kim, you actually went out and got one.
I did. It was a 2018 GT Royal Crimson.
Now, if you haven't seen Royal Crimson, it's truly unique.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful car.
And it's something about seeing that in the sun or even in the shade. These cars are just beautiful. You are a beautiful couple. Your cars are beautiful. You're beautiful people because we got to know them real well. And that's why you get in the Mustang hobby. Maybe for the cars, but more for the people. And that's what makes this hobby so special. Well, here we are in Mustang Alley. And of course, when you come down Mustang Alley, you not only just see every kind of Mustang shades every year, every kind, but every once in a while you see something really special. And Melissa, when I came down here and saw your special edition car, I said, oh wow, I remember these. How did you come by getting one of these summer editions, super great, 93, especially in white? How did that happen?
This is the car I was looking for. We found it in Dundee, Michigan. I've owned it for like almost 3 years. Just got lucky.
Well, you sure did, because now I wasn't with Ford back then. I was with Auto Week magazine, and we were looking for something to do in '93. And of course, back then, Melissa, people didn't really cruise around like they do now. They were going to malls. Remember the mall?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if you know this, but in '93, at Auto Week magazine, we went. I came with an idea: go cruise the Mall of America and get a special edition, summer edition car. We had a yellow one. The white ones are really rare. You rarely see. You see the yellow and the reds.
Yeah.
But the white ones are rare. Is that what caught your eye about it?
Yeah, I wanted the white, yeah. I seen the yellows and I could have bought a red, but I'm like, no, I waited for the white one, yeah.
And you'll notice this thing has that white interior. This thing is so stunning, Melissa. You got to get tons of thumbs up when you drive it.
Yeah, I do, yes, thank you.
So it's not just a special edition. And '93, the Ford really wanted to do something special in that summer. If you have that old cover of Auto Week where we put Summer Fun and we put the '93 special edition car on there, the blonde in the driver's seat is my wife. Nobody knows it's just the back of her head, because we were doing the photo shoot for the magazine. But now working at Ford, seeing this and seeing Melissa's car, this thing is, I'm so glad you brought it today. A lot of people would be scared. You got a beautiful white convertible. Yeah. It's a little cloudy today.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, but we showed up. We made it.
Yeah, you're a true enthusiast.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for bringing it, and Mustang Alley's got to be a cool thing for you.
Yes, thank you.
What do you think about 60 years of Mustang?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and this is why it's awesome, because owners like Melissa bring in great cars. That's what makes Mustang Alley special. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
Good job. That's why I'm coming to Mustang Alley. Look down the row here. This alley can hold between 600 and 900 Mustangs. And when it comes to 60 years of Mustangs, you better believe you're going to want to be here. It's like Woodstock. You're either there or you're going to lie about it. And this is what you get to see, not only the famous people, the famous cars, the one-offs, but regular everyday Joes that all have a great Mustang story to share. We hope you enjoyed some of the stories you brought to you today. We're not done yet. Of course, this Woodward Dream Cruise goes all night. Then tomorrow, the day after the Woodward Dream Cruise every year, behind Forward World headquarters, is the great Mustang Memory Show. We're going to be there as well. Come join us. And remember, everyone has a Mustang story, and we want to hear yours. What a day. Let's walk.